In the years since Johnny Depp and Amber Heard concluded their highly publicized legal battles, public curiosity about the state of their post-trial relationship has never fully subsided. The question of whether Depp would ever respond to a hypothetical private message from Heard, whether one sent recently or at any time after their courtroom confrontations, has become a recurring point of speculation among fans, commentators, and entertainment insiders. While no confirmed information has surfaced to suggest such a message exists, or that any communication between the two has taken place, the mere possibility has sparked new conversation about how both actors have attempted to rebuild their careers and personal lives following one of the most watched celebrity disputes of the decade. The fascination lies less in the likelihood of private correspondence and more in what it represents: a symbol of closure, accountability, or rekindled civility, in a saga that unfolded across global headlines. Industry observers generally agree that Depp has spent the years following the 2022 defamation trial focused on creative revival and personal reinvention. After the Virginia jury delivered a verdict largely in his favor despite nuance surrounding the damages awarded, Depp appeared intent on redirecting public attention toward his artistic ventures. He returned to music, performing with the late Jeff Beck, and later embarked on his own touring projects. He also resumed work as a filmmaker, directing modern and accepted new acting roles in international cinema. Those close to the actor have publicly described him as eager to move forward, embracing a quieter personal existence and distancing himself from the tumult that defined his relationship with Heard. Against that backdrop, many analysts contend that Depp would have little reason or incentive to respond to, or even entertain, a private outreach from his former spouse such a message were ever sent. Amber Heard, for her part, has likewise attempted to reclaim a sense of normalcy after the courtroom spectacle. Following the trial, she relocated to Spain, a move widely interpreted as an effort to raise her daughter away from the harsh scrutiny of American tabloids. Heard has since returned to acting with select independent film projects, including festival circuit releases that have earned modest critical praise. Her public messaging has been notably restrained, avoiding direct commentary on Depp while emphasizing her desire for privacy and professional renewal. Given this posture, entertainment reporters note that any hypothetical communication between her and Depp would more likely reflect logistical, legal, or humanistic closure rather than rekindled personal connection. Still, without verified reporting, all such assumptions remain firmly in the realm of conjecture. From a legal standpoint, the actors' known disputes have long been settled. After the verdict, both parties reached an agreement that resolved their remaining claims, with Heard ultimately paying Depp a reduced settlement amount. Court documents and official statements indicated no ongoing litigation, no formal obligations between them, and no requirement for future contact. Lawyers familiar with high-profile defamation and family-related cases suggest that, once agreements of this nature are finalized, ex-partners typically seek to avoid additional communication unless circumstances demand otherwise. The absence of public legal motions or filings involving either party supports the prevailing understanding that both have chosen to move on independently. Nonetheless, the cultural imprint of the Depp-Heard conflict endures, fueling persistent public curiosity about their personal lives. Social media forums routinely speculate on whether unresolved emotions linger, whether apologies were exchanged off the record, or whether professional considerations might someday bring them into contact again. Media scholars argue that this ongoing curiosity stems from the narrative arc that unfolded during the trial, a dramatic battle of conflicting testimonies, reputational stakes, and polarized online commentary. Once the trial concluded, audiences accustomed to serialized storytelling may have naturally sought a final chapter, even if real life seldom provides such tidy resolutions. As a result, even unverified rumors of private messages can spark disproportionate attention across digital platforms. Public relations experts emphasize that, for both actors, engaging in any renewed communication, especially one that could leak publicly, would carry substantial risks. For Depp, whose career has been on an upward trajectory since the verdict, revisiting past conflict could reignite controversy or overshadow his artistic momentum. For Heard, who has sought stability and privacy, renewed public scrutiny would likely undermine her efforts to rebuild outside the spotlight. Given these incentives, analysts generally agree that any private exchange between the two, were it ever to occur, would remain deeply confidential and unlikely to be acknowledged publicly. Ultimately, the question of whether Johnny Depp would respond to a private message from Amber heard reflects broader public intrigue rather than any documented reality. There is no confirmed evidence that such a message has been sent, received, or contemplated. What exists instead is a cultural fascination with closure, redemption, and the complex emotional aftermath of relationships that play out on a global stage. As both actors continue forging separate paths, step deeper into creative pursuits and herd into quieter, independent filmmaking, the most plausible scenario is one in which communication remains distant or non-existent, yet the speculation persists, underscoring how deeply the public remains invested in narratives that blur the line between celebrity, conflict, and human vulnerability.